Because we go about to reveal information the world needs to hear. UFOs. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really when they do make an announcement, there's going to be a thing called oncological shock.
What's that?
It means everybody in the world has to all of a sudden get used to something different. It's like when people started flying planes.
Yep.
Everybody in the world, when they saw their first plane, right? It was like, so this called oncological shock, a new reality, a new way of things, right? First cars, that new, so that thing's going to happen too. The same thing when they find out about the UFOs, it'll be like, okay, a new thing.
Yeah.
So, but there's been so much kind of, I don't know, there are still Stone Age people on the earth.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
I
think in New Guinea they never saw a helicopter.
Yeah, there's still cannibals. People put plates in their mouth and stuff like. Yeah. What happened to them? I mean, are they like us? If we were born on that island, would we be like that? Would we have plates in our mouth now? Yeah, was that their karma to come here and be a Stone Age person at the end of time? Or did they somehow go around the whole thing?
Yeah, the location where we were born.
Yeah, so like, because there's, now they found different types of human beings.
Yeah.
There's at least 3 that they know of.
Yeah.
There's us, which is a Homo sapiens. That's us, right?
Yep.
Then there's the Neanderthal.
Yep.
You've heard of them,
yep.
Right? Then there's another one called the Denisovans.
Right.
So another type of human being. They're a bit bigger.
Yep.
But anatomically, I'll just go on.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. The different types. There's actually 4 types of Homo sapiens too. The Aboriginals are probably one type of species of Homo sapiens.
Well, there's only one Homo sapien.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Only one Homo sapien. But like I said, the Neanderthal, the Denisovan. Somehow trying to make like it's almost like some people can't be reached.
Yeah.
Even if you can speak their language, you can just see that there's no way they're
get through to them. Yeah.
Like that the Stone Age people, if you can somehow speak their language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try to tell them about things. It's just...
Yeah.
You know the gospel, the Gnostic Gospels that they found in the desert.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
There was a little Arab bloke that found that. All right.
Yeah.
He took them home, and I just saw the interview with him because some archaeologist tracked him down.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And he took him home, and then he said, some shit went down in the village, so he ended up killing a bloke, and he ate his heart, the way he said, "And I ate his heart." And he went to prison, and when he got back from prison, his mother burnt most of them in the stove as firewood, these ancient gospels.
Yeah.
There was only one book left. And he goes, "And there was only one book left, and I don't give a shit about the book, I don't care." You know, I ate his heart, and I burnt all your Christian, he's Muslim, okay?
Yeah.
And I burnt all your Christian stuff, and I don't care. And the bloke who was making the film said, "Oh, okay, well, nice to meet you, see you later."
Yeah.
And I looked at him, you fucking waste of space. Killed some like ate his heart, and then his mother burnt these ancient documents that could have changed the world, and he didn't give a shit. That was just old Christian shit to him. He didn't care. I don't care.
What was he? A Muslim or atheist or something? What was he? A Muslim or atheist?
Yeah, an Arab.
An Arab, yeah.
Yeah, an Egyptian.
Ah.
Yeah, but a Muslim. Sunburnt little fucker. But their life is so hard. Their life is trying to find a bit of fertilizer in the desert to grow a bit of corn to eat.
Yeah.
That's their life. They get up in the morning with a pickaxe and walk out into the sun around the desert. There's a bit of fertilizer. That's life. So they can go home and then grow a corn or a potato, or so they can feed their goat. And that's life.
Every day.
Like whoopee fucking wacko do.
Yeah.
So it's no wonder he's, doesn't give a shit. He doesn't know anything about all these joys and wonders and miracles that have been promised to mankind, like all this stuff you hear, like from day one, what I mean, the power. He doesn't know anything about that. Neither does a little cannibal on the island. It's...
Ignorance is bliss, eh?
Okay?
Ignorance is bliss.
I'm way past that. I don't want their bliss.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not hard to have the feeling that something's going to happen soon, isn't it?
Yeah, shift.
Finally,
Something.
Finally.
Yeah.
In our lifetime, something will happen.
Well, pretty much every religion on this planet has got some bullshit to it. Some man-made thing going on. Definitely. All got their own take on it. Different Jesus.
You know what?
A different Jesus. Yeah.
The Old Testament is still king. No. So, I mean, in effect, if we really think about it, that people have been reading that for 3,000 years now.
Yeah.
And we've just thought, how on the very first couple of pages, there's that huge contradiction about the two beginnings.
Yeah.
Like in one he made man and woman, and then the next page he made man and then made woman out of the rib.
Yep.
But in the first one he made two men and women, okay? So there's two versions of Genesis, on the first sort of page, right?
Yeah.
Well, we would have thought that 3,000 years ago, an intelligent person reading that for the first time would have thought, hang on, nah, what's going on here? There can't be two stories. There can only be one. You know, there can't be two completely different versions. And, you know, you might have thought that the whole thing would have stopped right there. The first person who read it would have thought, oh, no, that's a clanger. That's not going to fly.
I didn't know the first Adam had a wife. The first part that mentioned the first account, did it actually mention he had a wife, the first one?
In the first one, he made them both out of the ground, okay?
Yep.
And in the second one, he made Adam and then made Eve out of the rib.
Yes, different.
Yeah.
So who was
There's
Adam?
two versions of Genesis, always has been. And we would have thought 3,000 years ago, the very first person to read that would have thought, no, mate.
Yep.
That's not going to work. That doesn't make sense.
So the first Adam had a woman. You don't even know if it's a wife, just a woman.
No, you're missing the point. They're just two completely different versions.
Yeah, but who was the first woman?
For 3,000 years, people have been ignoring that.
Yeah.
But you would have thought that the very first person to read that first page would have thought, oh, there's no point in reading any more of this because that's wrong. It can't be two. It's like saying on one page 2 + 2 = 4, and on the next page saying 2 + 2 = 6. Well, someone's going to say, oh, hang on, no, this whole book, this can't be right. I'm going to read it at something different. Right? So, you know, I mean, it's like, it's just so peculiar.
You think God would get that right, which he probably did. It wasn't a lie. It was just showing the world a little bit of history going on here from the first Adam. Bit of history there. The whole Nephilim thing, the fallen ones.
Just that all these educated, sophisticated people for 3,000 years have been just ignoring that and just like, just like, but basing everything on that.
Yeah.
See, to be fair, it wasn't until about 1700, a little bit after the printing press, that people were allowed to read the Bible, to get it. And by that stage, everything had already been done. So, to be fair, the only people that had the Bible were just a very small number of priests and the elite. They were using it. Most people didn't have the Bible to read.
No.
And our society is set up over the last 3,000 years by the priests and the elite who had the Bible. So there's got to be a humility, but it's just.
But I still love that Gnostic story where the spark was put into the second Adam, because the first Adam was.
Breathe on it somehow.
Yeah, the first
won't
Adam.
Move.
Yeah.
Breathe on it somehow.
So Satan had something to do with the first Adam. Was that what you were saying? The Gnostic thing? The Satan had something to do with the first Adam?
Look, it's just a whole pile of dots. And anyone who claims to have a solid picture of the dots, run the other way as fast as you can. Right. But it's great to talk about the dots.
Yeah.
I've seen a dot here and a dot there. That's great.
Yeah.
But to say that I can see the big picture, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to spin it somehow to get some kind of advantage.
Yeah, well, in the Samaritan text it says Allaham represents the
websites. Did the Galactic Federation websites did talk about that there are both. They mentioned that there are angels and there are beings from other planets, but there are also angels as well. So they said that there's a divine realm and there's a like a galactic realm, but they're quite comfortable in talking about the divine realm. And Michael, he comes into it a lot.
Right.
So, yeah, it's I think at the moment we're all just gonna, or anyone who's half awake is just holding their breath at the moment. And all this stuff about the third temple. The third temple, you know, in Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I said, you know, if you were going to join the dots, you could say that we could expect an earthquake anytime soon, like a big sucker, big one, because that's supposed to be one of the
one that shakes up the whole earth.
The big one.
Yeah, and the meteorite. That's as big as a few football ovals. He saw it, whoever was outside. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, and
goodness gracious.
Yeah, and this thing about Iran and Israel is there are a lot of clues around that.
Yeah.
Iran and Israel, because the Iran, that was the Persians, right?
The Persian.
Right, and they moved to Persia.
Oh.
They were the original Indians of India. Okay.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They're from India.
The mystics.
Yeah. But now they're called Iran. All right. Now Albert Pike, the Freemason, in 1860 wrote this book and set out for the 3 world wars. Okay, the wars to get rid of communism, lock in communism. Second World War was to end fascism, Hitler and that. Okay, he said the Third World War will be between the Muslims and Israel. They're going to wipe each other out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because Iran, they're all Muslims, right?
Yeah.
But they used to be they used to be they were Indians. They came from India.
Wow.
There's something. So, and then in Revelations, it's all Iran, Persia. Okay, Kush.
Yep.
One of the kinds of people here called the Nagas.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, it means the snake people. All right, that's a kind of one of the kind, but they're different other kind of people. You know, right? So like Lily, for instance, she wouldn't be one of them. Okay.
No.
But I've seen other people, Indian people I know that, but they're the Nagas. They're really, really old. Long way back, beginning of the world type stuff.
Yeah.
Nagas are in India. Okay, that's where all those temples and where they get the snakes and everything. Okay, it's all about.
That's not Brahmin then.
No, well, no, it's way before.
Even before
any of that. See the Hindu and the Brahmin stuff. They probably would have been another type of people that came into the continent and kind of adopted a lot of the rituals and had their own thing. But there's this group of people that were first there called the Nagas. They were the snake people. So there's really, really old temples that they don't know who built with the snakes and everything. That would have been before the Hindus and before all of that.
Wow,
okay,
it's going back a long time.
So
before Egypt, even.
Yeah, way back at that time. Okay, so it would have been those people, the Nagas, that came the Persians. All right. And they were used by God used, remember, he used Cyrus to get them away from the Babylonians, defeat the Babylonians. But this Persia thing reference, that's a dot, right? And you look at that. And now in Persia are the Muslims fighting against Israel, right? And see that, so the snake, once again, the snake people fighting against the Jews, you know? Once again, same sort of thing. There's we're using it to do things and fix things. No sign of them. So what, is it all bullshit? Or what? You know what I mean?
Well, there are people out there that say it's not even literal history. It's just all tales that were told, just to give metaphors and parables.
Apart from that, what are we? What are we? Are we something more than what we realize or not? That's basically it. What are we, and why are we here? Why are you here? Why am I here? You know, that's the old cliched question, but I really mean it, you know what I mean? And so, because at our age, it's about time we got that sorted out, or else we're just going to fade into old age and die. I don't want that to happen. So what are we? See, while we're consuming our time and energy with events of the day and the world and everything, our chance to get that knowledge is fleeting away, because we're thinking about all kinds of stuff in our head, because our head loves that. That's what it's, you know. So I suppose that's why they go and sit in a cave, get away from it all, you know. But we can't go and sit in a cave. So what do we do?
Yeah. Hello, Guy.
Oh, hey guys. Last time you guys visited, I knocked on your front door with those triangles, but I think you might have.
I was listening to something in my room.
Okay, I did bring them over.
Oh, thanks, mate. Cheers. Cheers. He made some cakes. My neighbour. Anyway, go on.
I never did throw through your window.
Do you want some cake? Okay. You're our guest of honour. Call you Professor Zach.
So what are we?
Well, see, this is what I'm having a debate with these Christians. They're saying we're nothing without the Holy Spirit. We are absolutely nothing. No intelligence, just a piece of dirt. And I don't like that, because ever since I was a kid, I was guided by something that felt spirit in me, and it helped me in my journey. But according to them, I was a child of the devil. I didn't know nothing. But I think there was wisdom as a child, like you said, waking up and having that excitement to do things. And I was always seeking something spiritual. Every trip I went on, hoping to get some enlightenment. I needed a starship. That's what I needed. I needed to get out, go up and beyond.
I think we need to give up smoking.
Yeah, I think that slows you down. Yeah. I just do it because I'm angry.
Poisoning religion. All them going through the brain, all those chemicals, heavy metals.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
DDT.
Yeah, I know.
Arsenic.
That's true. And when you do give it up, you go through a bit of a zombie stage for indefinitely, but that's when you're supposed to use this knowledge, wisdom, and the tree of life wisdom to try to break free from that zombie state. Because the excitement's going to be found on a different level then. And you're in transition. You've got to break through it. The transition.
I'll have one more ciggy with
all right, mate. And religion will only try and give you a replacement, something in between, but it's not the divine wisdom.
I'll never forget how I felt that morning, but I'd been 6 weeks without a smoke or a coffee.
When you had your accident.
Or a cigarette,
Your near-death experience,
6 weeks.
Yeah, you're sitting on it. Mm.
Let's see what it's got.
Oh, demons are taking it.
Oh, yeah, put it back in there. That's right.
Yeah.
But in all these years, I haven't been able to do that. I guess 6 weeks.
You did it for 6
I
weeks.
can't do it for one day.
Yeah, I did it for 6 months, only once in my life. But I was highly religious at the time, but that didn't work. The bubble burst and up having a breakdown.
Yeah, the bubble bursts.
The bubble burst. Mm. Yeah. I was fasting pretty much every day. I was off the meat. I didn't smoke. Drugs me when I hadn't even touched a drug.
Yeah, you're in the mormon church.
Yeah. I was actually accused of being too happy, like unstable. So I thought, shit, fuck this. So you got to find that peace, but you don't need religion to find that peace. You don't need...
You're supposed to go for walks, they reckon.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do that.
Go on walks. Take long walks.
Yeah, well, nature trails and things. Yeah, but
You'll just walk. But yeah, into nature if you can.
if you can, yeah. Mm.
Stuff like that, and
Mate, I reached...
getting up to the sunrise. You go?
I reached a stage. Remember, I was working on that garbage truck, and we're passing all the trees as the picking up all this garbage. I could see the veins inside the tree. I had X-ray vision. That's how spiritual I was. But then I got self-righteous and pretty much kicked off the job because I went and wore that white suit to the garbage truck. That's how crazy I was. I didn't get dirty. I tried to go do this job without getting my hands dirty. I thought I was a holy fucking saint. But I was seeing into the realm. But I wasn't able to remain there because I had reached a state of self-righteousness, just like most religions today. But I did experience it, and there was supernatural powers, that it didn't last.
There you go.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. So there is definitely some type of ability that we can have. But who does it glorify? That's the thing. We make sure we glorify the right people.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, our mind and our body are so used to it. Right?
Yeah, the habit thing.
It's what they know. So when we try to stop our little bit inside,
yep,
the mind and the body both gang up on us.
Yep.
Right, both of them. And that's what happens.
That's what happens. You end up in a madhouse.
Gangs up, and the thoughts and everything, and you end up
locked
doing
up,
stuff.
or in a hospital or something. Nursing home, just fade away. Yeah, all these rock stars are dropping dead.
Yeah, one of the Eagles is just gone.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep. Yep, it's all catching up.
Sinead O'Connor.
Yep.
She's gone.
Yep. Bruce Springfield, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still going. He's
Still
playing.
going? You wonder what their secret is.
Billy Joel's still going.
Billy Joel and the actor Clint Eastwood.
He wrote some great songs.
Yeah, I've saw him.
He's one of the better songwriters for sure.
Mm.
He wrote some great songs.
Yeah, I think he came from. Didn't he come from the Bronx of New York?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. They tell their story, then they're gone.
Yeah, well, some of them, live a really good life.
Mm.
Do you know John Kerry?
No, don't think so.
He's an American politician that talks about climate change a lot.
Ah,
okay.
Yep.
Anyway, people were accusing him of flying on a private jet and talking about climate change. Okay?
Oh, really?
And he was being asked about that in front of all these American fucking judges at a committee, And he goes, I just want to say, first of all, that about these terrible, stinking lies, outrageous about me owning a private jet. It's ridiculous. I've never owned a private jet, okay?
Yeah.
It showed him saying that, right? And then it showed him later on at another committee, okay? And them saying to him, but Mr. Kerr, these records show that your wife owns a private jet. Oh, yes, well, that's my wife's, but I never owned a private jet. It was his fucking wife. But that first one was, oh, no, these terrible lies about me owning a private jet. But it was his fucking wife's jet. They saw him on it.
Yeah.
But, oh, no, it's just... And then, oh, yes, that's my wife, not me.
Hypocrisy. Yeah.
Oh, just a lying bastard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's weird.
Oh, no, it wasn't my jet.
And then the Buddhist guy that preached, wrote a book, got famous about how to avoid sickness and ulcers, and he ended up with a peptic ulcer burst and he died. He got so famous it went to his head. He got, it was in his heart at first, teaching people how to heal themselves, and he was worrying so much because he was starting to accumulate money and wealth because he'd be a famous writer on healing, and he got sick and he died. He got an ulcer, and it's like, as soon as you get fame, something, the ego takes over.
A lot of people think we planned this life before we came.
Oh, the Mormons say that.
But a lot of people do.
Yeah, pre-existence.
So,
yeah.
did we plan to opportunities? Did we plan to have a shitty, fucked up life?
Yeah.
I'm going to go and then have a twisted and die in a gruesome way. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, like
That doesn't sound right, does
genocide, anything. Jews.
Yeah, and then I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, let's go. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Then get caught up with false religion and commit suicide. Either way, you're damned.
Yeah, but I mean, people wouldn't have planned that, would they? Before they came to Earth, planned a really miserable, shitty life.
The thing is, again, fucking religion will say, you got to get it right. You better find the right church. You better find the true church. Otherwise, you will not make it back. But God knows
about how they're saying, a lot of people say, we planned this life.
Yep.
Before, what we were going to do. Well, what about the ones that have shitty lives? Did they plan that before they came here? Yeah, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to be a and I'm going to have a really, really miserable
and chose
life.
our parents, everything, location.
I'm going to miss all my chances and be broke and miserable, and then I'm going to die.
Yeah. You came here with a great voice when I fucking accident.
I said, did I plan that? That's what I mean. See, did I plan that?
It's the one thing that you wanted, and you had your throat ripped out, and you were on the way down investigating religion at the time, and you got cursed for that. Something you didn't need in the first place. You're investigating. But the thing is, your own personal wisdom is more profound than anything religious. All it does is feed this ego to want to be powerful. Look at me, I'm up the ranks. Listen to me, don't question. Yeah. They've all got this rank, position, power. And they're not willing to surrender that or give that up. Everybody's got to have some rank. And the more richer you are, the more rank. It's like that guy on the plane. He had a plane, but his wife owned it.
Hey, you know what? I've seen two.
Yeah.
I saw this possessed lady on a fucking plane, mate. She was
Yeah?
along the top of the roof, like something out of The Exorcist,
Yeah.
And another lady reckoned that there was a demon on the plane.
In the cargo section.
It's like it's coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Coming out of the cracks.
Yeah. Got to laugh about it sometimes.
Just one ghost kills evolution. One ghost. You know, it kills the whole evolution thing.
Right.
Because it means that we do have spirit.
Yeah.
So, or one, that's why they don't want the story to change.
Yeah.
Right? They want us to think that we evolved.
Yeah.
That's all we are. It's a sludge. You know, just rolling.
Well, these religious leaders will say, God sent us to you to teach, and you're not supposed to reject us. Well, what was it? Do not reject those that God sends to you. We are the anointed. If you don't listen to us, you're dead.
Imagine being like 1200 or something back in the year 1200, and in your little town on your farm or something, growing your veggies, and you didn't go to mass on Sunday, and on Monday you're pulling up your potatoes, and you hear this up the driveway, you hear this clip clop clip clop clip clop, and you look up the driveway and there's the fucking bishop on his horse coming up the driveway to find out why you didn't go to mass, and he wants to. Here come the cops.
The Catholic cunts.
Yeah, well, just like the cops come up the driveway, you know that they're not going to.
Yeah.
You know, if you said, no, can you please go away? Go away. No, we're not happy with your answers. You're coming with us. That's what cops do, right? So that would have been like watching the cops come up the driveway.
Yeah, you know how you mentioned about the Gnostics refused to marry in the Catholic Church. They rejected anything that authority. These Christians were saying, well, they had the authority to marry, so the Gnostics were living in adultery because they didn't marry under the Catholic law, and they deserved to be killed, women and children slain. This is what I'm hearing from Christians. That's why I've had a gut full of churches.
There must be different kinds of people. Just like there are different kinds of people in India. There are different kinds of people everywhere.
Yeah.
Many are called, few are chosen.
What is chosen? What is being chosen?
It could be that there are a lot of people out there who just weren't really meant to be born, but they're going to be given a chance to come into the kingdom anyway.
Yeah.
And then, but all those that are of the kingdom are definitely, there's no worries there, all going home.
It's disgusting. No, I went and bought $2,500 worth of lotteries once. It was just a one-off to prove something here. And I won $500 out of the $2,500, right? This woman bought a $6 ticket and won nearly $1,000. And she's, I'm going to go and party tonight. My intent was, if I won that money, won anything, even $1,000, I could help. Just want to help people, or help. If I won a lot, I'd help people. But she just said, I'm going to party with it. So the intent was, she got the blessing.
Yeah, well, you can't do much with $1,000.
No, you can't do much with it anyway.
I would have done it too. Would have bought some buds. Yeah, but you don't know. Do you still buying tickets?
No, I got an online. I played the over $1 billion prize tickets for $5 online, but I've won every time, but only 50 cents a dollar. But it's a syndicate shared with 140 people throughout the world. The ball was gambling at the casino. They've changed hands. Americans took over. No one's winning, and I've lost thousands of them. I've had a gut full of. I'm not going again. Unless I go with a friend, I'll go there again. Just wasted money. Could have helped people. Wow. Yeah. Thing is, you get bored. You try to go without your little.
But that's the head. That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to get around too.
Yeah.
Or sex or something.
Yeah.
The head wants something. It's supposed to be, there's something.
Yeah.
That just because it knows, and then the same things end up happening.
Yeah.
So Dispenza reckons have to completely change our personality, everything, the way we talk, everything. We have to be so consciously aware of everything every second. We have to change all our mannerisms and everything in order for this to work, because most of what we're doing is head stuff. Right? You know, the regrets we're having and these, sitting here having this chat. That's the head.
And yet the religious people who are very preaching the wisdom to the false light, you can say, they don't do any of this stuff, but they've got rank. They've got these powers and positions, like prophets of the Mormon church and apostles. They're all high position and they're filthy rich.
And you know what? Yeah. They're the bastards that have delivered this world of ghettos and wars, and so they've got
they're not
nothing
in sackcloth.
to say to me.
And in the old
nothing. And just like there's no power. Where's one of the people, one of these, enlightened people appearing in the General Assembly of the UN, where all the world leaders are there, just sort of appearing, because this is what we're supposed to be able to do, just appearing there in the floor and then speaking, and everyone there being able to understand what they say, because we have this power, and talking to them about, okay, now let's get this. Where's that? I mean, for thousands of years, people have been talking about this is what we can do. Where are they?
These are the final big miracles that were supposed to happen as prophecy.
This kind of stuff.
And I hate to think.
And the healings. I mean, like.
At clangers, mate. Have we been led up the garden path? All we need is the inner consciousness, the intelligence, and the love for one another. Because
but to even that up, and I'll just turn it on myself when I say, where are they? Well, being that. Am I getting up at 6 o'clock every morning and meditating and keeping a clean, healthy body and mind and all day? And I'm doing that. So probably most people are in the same boat as me. They might know about this stuff, but they're not doing it.
Yeah, because they may fear that may not be true. There's nothing on the other side.
For some reason, we aren't living like that for some reason. So there's lots of people. We're not doing that. It's not a common thing to live like that. You have to be kind of like, this really spiritual person living in a cave or in some sort of
some type of
cult or
sacrifice.
Some special situation where you can do that. And but most of us, we don't do that. We don't get up early, and pray, and we wake up and okay, the day, here we go. I put off getting up for as long as I can. You know what I mean? It's like I avoid the day for as long as I can. Eventually, I just get so uncomfortable lying there that I have to get up. Okay, I'll get up now.
See, I was having all these supernatural experiences before I became a Mormon. In my grandmother's house, looked like the Addams family, the type of little shack it was. And I'd reached this level of, it was more Hinduism. I wouldn't say Buddhism, it was more Hinduism. And I was virtuous. I was still a virgin. And I was experiencing all this astral travel and things going on. I don't know if you went through that, but I went through all of that. I was quite comfortable. I was happy. And my grandmother started to get concerned because I was starting to talk about spirits come visit me and all these ancient, beautiful beings and Egyptian goddesses and Indian goddesses and everything. And my nana says, I think you better go and find Jesus or something. So I went investigating, looking for the Mormon church, or looking for a church to sort of break away from what I'd already discovered, what I thought was quite peaceful, because I was told that you're not allowed to do that because it's all from the devil, which some of it probably is. But I broke away from all of that, became this rigid, bloody mechanical, self-righteous Mormon prick as a result. And then my grandmother followed pursuit at later years. But I was already happy before that. I was happy. I didn't need anybody. I didn't need church, nothing. Even my mates were all around me at the time. They were all having a smoke and drink. They said, Kirky, you got peace. I like I didn't need it then, but I was able to go out and do anything, and I didn't feel compelled to sleep around, which I didn't.
How was your old man at that time?
Oh, was completely.
You want to know any of that?
Nah, he basically, so I kicked me out. Basically, I went and lived with me nana because I was into music and stuff. No, he couldn't talk anything with him. Only work, money, and prosperity.
Right, the business.
And I just wonder, why do we have to? We find something that we consider as peaceful, and we have to give it up because religion says it's the wrong source. You're not allowed to go within. You've got to go out into the world and get sucked into a religion and cults and be converted and go up the ranks and pay your fucking tithes, which was for the poor Levite priests working in the Holy of Holy temples. Today they're paying the fucking rich priests, Levites working in the Mormon temple. I mean, they're all rich. Everybody's well off, capitalist. Mate, I end up giving my money away. I started going up the ranks, went on missions and everything. I look back now, I think, go back, like you say, that bus trip, metaphorically, wake up, feel fresh. That's how it was. Touch the sky. That's when I met you, around 18 years of age. I was already there. And I was having amazing dreams. I went to the planets. I used to fly up to mate, I could do all sorts of things then. I lost part of that gift when I became religious. I already had the enlightenment. And then I went to the psychic, and then the psychic says, oh, you're going to marry an Indian. You're definitely got something. He didn't say Brahmin. He said, you're going to be part of something very deep, deeper than Christianity, deeper. I says, well, what could that be? And it did. It exactly happened the way I went and lived in India for 2 years. The whole Indian thing was beautiful. Again, a guy over there, and what happens? Bloody Muslims preaching to me, Islam. And at the time, I started to preach Christianity to him, and he got killed. They were going to bloody slaughter me. I lost my job, got kicked out of my positions teaching in the schools. See, if it wasn't for Islam, the whole Indian people generally, even the Hindus were friendly. The Hindus, the Sikhs, they're nice people. Are they all fucked up, or is the Islam fucked up? Which one's fucked up?
All over the world, I know.
Yeah.
All these people.
It's the ones that want to kill in the name of God are the ones that are fucked up.
Anyone who wants to kill has got to be
kind
of, if they've got that in them, it must be the other one.
Yeah.
That must be the sign.
Yeah.
So all those judges and everything, and go to war and kill all those people.
Yeah.
They must be the other ones, those politicians and leaders and the kings. Yes, kill them.
Levitical judges. Even God's very own priesthood that he ordained to give to Moses, the law of Moses, was the same priesthood that killed Jesus. Did you know that? It was the Levitical priesthood that killed Jesus, not the Catholic counterfeit.
Like in the Old Testament, from Genesis up to the end of the Old Testament. Yeah. It may be kind of like in all the stories, there might be, I don't know, sort of 50 prophets, Ezekiel, Maya, and Habakkuk, okay? So about 50 roughly, right? 50 prophets in all that time, right? So in all those years, there must have been millions of Israelites who were born in that time. Okay? Millions. And of all those millions, only 50 of them were prophets. Only 50. And of all those millions, right? And when you read Malachi, he says, this time, God's had the guts full of you, and this is really it. He's finished with you, and he's given it to someone else. Taking his light book in the Old Testament. Yes. I wonder if they go, I'm sick of you. I want to know about it. I've had a guts full. I'm starting something new. That's the last book of the Old Testament. That's right. So, I don't know why I started.
And they bring it all back.
It's just kind of,
restoration of all
lost
things.
in the stories.
Yeah.
And then, but you see them at the Western Wall, with the big fucking hats.
Yeah.
And it's just, so obviously it's just it's just a big dot.
Yeah.
The Jews and Israel, and there's obviously got something to do with it. The aliens have got something to do with it. Cashless society has got something to do with it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. World takeover.
Yeah.
It's political. They call it the learning of the Jews, meaning everything, when it's mentioned in the Bible, it's mentioned in the Book of Mormon, and what it's deciphered as is they self-fulfilling prophecy. They write things with the hope that the next generation will pass it on into such time as takeover. Well, it's all deliberate, wisdom's everything, meekness, humbleness, everything, just to get the power of the learning of the Jews.
Well, if it's the story as we understand it, then it's all sludge points, one or the other, right? And we're trying to understand that.
Yeah.
And not get caught up in the nonsense. Like, they're all caught up in the nonsense. I don't want to get caught up in the nonsense. I don't care how many fucking mansions or jets or ties they've got, or how many certificates and how many restaurants they've gone to, how many Ferraris they own. Or, it's sort of like, I don't care about that. If they've got nothing to say to me, they've got nothing to say to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care how much
house and jets. And you see millions, gunslinger Republicans, they all love him. He's a racist, whatever he is.
And Sydney's supposed to be awash with cocaine, like.
Who's Sydney?
In Sydney,
Australia, yeah.
All it's supposed to be drowning in fucking cocaine. All the lawyers and the architects and everything, and they're all just awash, and all the criminals are loving it because they're selling it. And that's the Aussie, and they reckon it's one of the most cocaine usage cities in the world. Wow. In the world, Sydney.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's going on with Australia? Who are those people? And they're killing each other, and all the gangs are killing each other to sell the drugs. A lot of it's the Muslims.
What Muslims are taking the drugs too, or they just selling it?
Just selling it.
Selling it.
Of course they're using it. As well. The bikies, the Middle Eastern bikies.
Oh, the Middle Eastern bikies.
All Muslims. But there'll be heaps of Aussies as well. It's like, I'll have one more cigarette.
They're not finding peace.
Well, it doesn't feel like my world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel like a stranger here?
Yeah, I do at times.
What are you doing?
Yeah, especially when you know that no church can help you.
And there's all that crazy stuff going on everywhere, and all these, the bikies killing each other right here, and all the wealthy people on drugs, and there's on an island over there, you got some Stone Age fucker with a plate in his mouth, and then over there it's just. And sitting here right now is like not enough to fix that.
No.
We're kind of stuck with it. But this is what they're telling us, that we're only stuck with it because that's what our head is telling us. All right? That's all the illusion, the Maya. And that's what people get entangled in. All the stuff that we've just been talking
illusion.
about. And it just creates these little loops of thought that just...
Yeah.
You sit there for the rest of your life thinking about all this stuff. And, But if you're not enlightened, then what are you going to do? Of course you're going to. So I suppose it's a bit like giving up cigarettes. It's going to be that difficult period in between.
Oh, it can go for months. Yeah, it can go a whole year and start again. Just a whole year of suffering and then start again. It's terrible.
Yeah, so you think, well, why even bother starting if it's just going to start, you know?
Yep.
But once again, that's the head, you know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just get all religious. That's why I get up a smoke, because it's anti-religious. It kills it. I'd rather be a slave to nicotine than a slave to man, prophet, pope, bishop, anybody. But the time will come when I have to try not to be a slave to anything. Slave to Jesus. But then you get caught up in churches. Well, I do. And then you start becoming a slave to their idea, their opinion. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think it went in the red thing. I think it went in the red bucket.
Oh, yep. Yeah. But you've never done that. You've never sort of, you've just sort of kept to yourself all these years. And I think that's a good thing, really. Because I'm sort of going back to that. Right back to when I was with my grandmother, when I had the peace and I threw all that peace away for fucking religion. Well, you could say the Christian one, or the religious one. I didn't need anything. See, I believe in spiritual intelligence, but not the way the Mormons have said it. You basically, you're foreordained for this and foreordained for that. Well, you make choices, but when you deny your spirit, which I notice a lot of grace Christians do that, they just shit without the Holy Spirit. That puts me into a spin, because that means I can't think for my. I've got no thinking can be done, because I have to wait until I'm Holy Spirit thing. There's a lot of intelligence that we can make choices in spirit, but doesn't mean we have to become a Mormon, because they believe in spiritual intelligence. I'll give them credit for that, but they look at the position, look at the power, look at the money. In the end, it all gets back down to that. Deal with nothing and see how much your spiritual intelligence is enlightened. It's got to have something. They've got to have some power, something fancy, something appearances, something shiny, as you say, the shiny thing. They've got to have a shiny thing.
I'm just trying to get into the space of what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So in other words, it's God's plan. It's not our plan. We're just a part of it. But people are trying to continuously plan their future.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the life they've got planned for themselves.
Yeah.
But God's got another life planned for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like right now, I'm trying to learn, waiting to see what's coming next, where the bus is going. Right? Because apparently this is what's supposed to be going on. All right? So I'm checking that out. I've been checking it out for a long time. But it's starting to clear the decks completely.
Yeah.
Like you have, it's just a beautiful sunset and a palm tree.
Yeah.
So you're actually waiting for what's coming in the next few minutes.
Yeah.
You've got no idea of what's going to happen. Trying to get that.
Yeah. Yeah. And appreciate it 1,000%.
We should be able to
seize the
that.
moment. Yeah.
So
the oneness of it all.
So on my drive home, something amazing might happen. Maybe, I don't know, it might do. I'm going to pick up a hitchhiker or something, and might, beautiful girl, and marry her.
That was in the 70s,
or
mate.
some bloke, like.
Yeah.
tries to have a go, and I take him out.
Yeah. See, in the 70s, all these opportunities, it was the free love era, you know, what do you call it? Flower power, love. Everybody was just into love, not war.
Yeah, but look at the birds on the wire. Okay, just now you could get ready for a miracle now. The whole thing is supposed to be a miracle.
Yeah.
The whole thing, and when of course it's a miracle, but we're supposed to realize that and not just take this miracle for granted while we're, living in our heads with our little plans while we're missing the miracle.
Yeah.
That's not life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have just been born on Mars. There's nothing to look at, just rocks.
Not even an insect.
No. But here, it's all life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
now the thing that's drummed into my head from the time of religion is you don't get it right, you're fucked. You don't get it right, you're damned. But we make choices to try and get it right. I just found out this David Alexander, who's a pastor, became a Mormon. He's absolutely spitting against Christianity, and he's gone Mormon to the core. He's upset what's his name? Jeff Durbin, one of the best, greatest street preachers on the earth. I'm going to say, David Alexander, they just found out he was part of a big cult. He was a pastor of a cult, in America, and he covered that up. And Jeff Durbin's exposing it to the world. He was part of a cult. And in the cult, he said, I found peace. I'm the happy people. I found the true cult, whatever it was. And now he's saying the same thing about the Mormon church. I found the true cult. He doesn't say cult now, but he says, I found the true church. He's always been saying that. And he's just been going in loops, And now he's telling all these Mormons that don't need to leave, don't need to go away. This has got to be the one. Out of all the cults, in other words, that's the one. That's the best cult of all, the Mormon church. He's up himself. And he won't listen to Jeff Durbin. He won't even watch the videos. And this guy's got sort of fame now all over the world. And he won't even watch one video to even know that he's famous. As long as he's ignorant, he's going to keep preaching. Because if he listens to that, he's going to start thinking, what an idiot I am. He says we can become gods. And then he.
Send him a few of your videos.
I have. He just won't watch them. He won't. He rejected me.
I bet he did.
No. He reckons he's found stability in the Mormon church. He said he used to be a hippie, he used to smoke drugs, everything, a part of a cult.
Yeah, we're all supporting each other. They've got each other's back.
Yeah, they've got each other's back.
They help each other out, and
yeah,
of course they're not going to throw that away. Got all this support and that. Financial support, and loan each other money, interest-free loans, and that's
yeah.
We do that, So they look after each other. That's what they're in it for.
Yeah, but they're getting on the bus and having a journey, excited to wake up to go to the Mormon church, go to the big conference, and they all stand up for the prophet, but they hardly mention Jesus. They're all about the prophets.
Yeah, and they're right into.
Yeah,
they're right into it.
Yeah. Praise to the man. They even wrote a hymn.
Like all the people in their different religions, they're all into it.
Praise to Allah.
Into their religion.
Yeah. Man is getting the attention, and yet they say that these men are anointed and they're set apart. We shouldn't question them. They are God's chosen.
That's why when the skies get torn apart like a scroll.
Yeah.
And there he is. Everyone in the world finally. Okay, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Once and for all.
Yeah. Well, that is the one last thing that has to happen. And if it doesn't happen, we're all screwed.
That's
the end of it. Yeah. Yep. I'll finish up, mate.
But that's before the tribulation.
Yeah, before, yeah. Yep.
Before the tribulation.
Yeah, his first come. He'll come for a space of a half an hour in the heavens or something, appear to the Jews and all sorts of things going on there, and the whole world.
Seals. The first 4 seals. It's like, and then the tribulation.
Then
It's going to be a sign.
A sign. Yeah.
Before the tribulations to give people something to hang on to during the tribulation.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. We have the sign. And then everyone in the world has seen.
Yes.
And then we go through the tribulations.
Yeah.
So anyone who doesn't hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about the 2 witnesses? Do they come during the tribulation? Yeah. The first half or the second half?
In the first half, and then they get killed.
That's right. That's it. And there'll be all this supernatural thing going on then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, as soon as we get the earthquake.
Yeah. People won't be given their heads for nothing. They'll know. They'll know that.
That would be like to know that in a few seconds it was all going to be over.
And you're going to be sealed.
Nice controlled guillotine drop.
Yeah.
Nice, clean. You know exactly what's going to happen, and you know where you're going. And thank you very much. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be pushing in.
Yeah, that's the Antichrist at the time, the communist.
Yeah, but if you're going to get your head cut off for Jesus, then that would be really good, because you know, okay, that's the end of it. No more struggle, and I'm going to die a righteous death.
Yeah,
beautiful.
That's at this age. What about when you were really young? How would you feel about that?
Oh, exactly the same.
Would you?
Oh yeah. Always felt like that.
Always felt that.
It's always been race. I'll race you to the block.
Amen, brother.
Always been that. Race you to the block.
All right then.
But not all Christians feel like that.
No.
You know?
They want happy little families and everything. You know what? The communists have got a gun to the kid's head, and the communists, the Antichrist mob said, deny your Christ, deny your religion, and they'll shoot the kids if they don't, and they will save their kids because Mormons are all about family. They probably won't take the mark of the beast.
Bloodthirsty pigs.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
All right, mate.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Yep. Listen, I'm still hoping that one day we can do some music.
Yes, mate. Yeah, we'll. Yep.
I'm still keeping that